He's a hustler, unbreakable, a people's person, and a future billionaire. This is the Hustler's Corner with Sbu, well known to you and I as DJ Sbu.
Come into the room. Good evening. Good evening. I'll see you all. Come into the room. I hope you guys had a great day. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. 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 Our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, our African brothers and sisters. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. You shall overcome. You shall rise. You shall rise. You shall rise. You shall rise, African child. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. All right. Good evening, everyone. Smuda. Without having to waste any time, I'm glad there's over 100 people into the room. Today I'm speaking to one of the most amazing young entrepreneurs in the country. His name is Theo Baloyi. He started a brand from Alexandra. Today it has become one of the fastest growing sneaker brands in South Africa. Excuse me. I can't help but be proud as a big homie, a brand that I saw start right in front of my eyes, just keep growing. And I think the whole country is really proud with what Theo has started. A whole new generation of young people look up to Theo. Theo just keeps rising and rising and rising. Who is this young man from Alex? How did he get Bathu started as a brand? How did he get into entrepreneurship? And how well is he doing now? What is his main goal or main vision? Where is he going? How is he restructuring his business right now that there is COVID-19 and people's behavioral patterns might change going forward into the future? I'm looking forward to having this chat with this amazing brother of mine, Theo Baloyi. Let's see. I think he's on the line now. Theo. Let me see you, bro. Let me see you, bro. Theo. Let's see. He should be. I'm not seeing him. Where's Theo? Come on, Theo. Come on, bro. I'm not seeing him, though. Come on, Theo. I'm not seeing him. Hey, Samgelo, how are you doing? Blessings, nothing but love, my sister. Sending you love, light, and blessings. Where's Theo, guys? Guys, you want to hear Theo's story. Amazing, inspirational brother. I'm all about inspiration. I like being in. There he is. Theo. Theo. Nice. Go live with Theo. Yeah. Nice. Mr. Theo Baloyi, Shabujan me out. I'm blessed, my brother. How's COVID-19 treating you?
Man, it's been tough, business wise, but we're grateful that we safe, we indoors, we home safe. Our employees are home safe as well. We're checking up on them. And I think at the moment we just need to wait for, the president, Mr. Ramaphosa, to keep us updated, and then obviously check on how the world is doing as well, But we can't complain. We are blessed. We are grateful. We are alive, So yeah.
No, I'm sure a lot of sisters are guessing, like, who does Theo stay with? Like, do you have a wife? Are you married? Do you stay with a girlfriend? Do you stay alone?
I'm a bachelor, but
one-man show.
One-man show. Sure.
And how has it been having to wash your own clothes, clean your own house?
I've been blessed, Mama, who comes and helped me, Ellen Sudan way back from Ekas, so here's a while once a week, young cleaner. And the laundry as well, Once in a while, pay, but it does not happen often.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the name is Theo Baloyi, entrepreneur from Alexandra. A young man started his own brand, sneaker brand. It has become the fastest growing sneaker brand in South Africa. And he makes us proud. A lot of young people look up to him, and he is exactly what what we wanted to see when we started Leadership 2020 in 2013. We said by year 2020, we want to see a whole new generation of young entrepreneurs that are movers and shakers. So when I see the likes of Abu Trevor Stirman, I see what you're doing, I see Abu Rich Mnisi, I see Abu Sylvester, I see Abu Tepo the Gin Makers, Guinness Musok, Sipaya, and it just makes me happy, you know, Abu Mulelani, you know?
Yes. And it's humbling, you know, and I think from my school in Dwana, I can't stress enough as to how much of an inspiration, you know, you are till this day. You know, growing up, you know, we've been following your story, and Uskutaza from the days of why, which is push, and I think we embodied that, you know, which means push, you know, and paid forward, you know. So it's humbling, especially with what the brothers are doing for the economy and for our own people, you know, all the guys that you just mentioned now, and I think there's a lot of them as well. You know, we're trying our bit to really follow our dreams, follow our passion, and while doing that, you know, taking others with, you know, empowering our own, you know, and building our own and consuming our own. So it's been a journey. It's not easy. I'm sure you yourself, you would know it best with the beverage company, More Fire, you know, how difficult it is to really penetrate the market and have a market capitalization. But every day, you know, we keep going, we keep building, you know, keep building our own value chains. So to answer your question, it's quite humbling, you know, and then we are very, I think when I'm saying we, I'm speaking for everyone else that is pushing proudly South African business, to say we are very humbled to be supported by our own. We are humbled that our own people are really buying into our dreams and helping build our own businesses, you know?
Yeah. Many years back, like what for those who've never heard your story, all the hustlers out there.
Yeah. So, a village called Park, you know, just a few kilometers outside Hammanskraal. However, in 2009, I relocated to LX to further my studies in accounting. I'm an accountant by profession. So I come from a very humble beginning. I wouldn't say we were poor. You know, Tamalaka was a male nurse at Hammanskraal Hospital in Judo. My mom was a store manager at Louis Furniture Store, you know. So we were okay at home. My parents did like what most of the parents do in South Africa, sacrifice for their children so that they, you know, they progress in life, they're successful in life, you know, they're supporting us. So I've got a younger sister who works with us in the business. Long story short,
No.
Yeah.
You don't have to summarize the story. Take your time. Now I want to know, like,
Okay, sure. So Kelisoko Mabote Senior Secondary, it's also Kupage, the Page village where I come from. And then after matriculating, then Gazawala Mojozi, you know, to further my studying, to do my BCom accounting. I did it with UNISA Prospering via Timeline. And then obviously I went on to do my postgrad. Then I was very fortunate that I got in a bursary in my second year with Tomorrow Trust. You know, they paid my tuition, my accommodation, and they gave me an allowance as well, you know. Then because I was like literally a hard worker, you know, PwC came in my second year, came to Tomorrow Trust. They were like, and I'm sure you would understand this from Slave. They were like, we need to sponsor your students. Give us 2 top accounting students that we can sponsor, you know. And that's how I got in because at the time I was the top accounting student from Tomorrow Trust. So PwC sponsored me that by the time when I finished my postgrad, they took me in, you know. Then to this date, I worked for them for about 5 years. 2 years in South Africa. Their offices were still in Sunny Hill at the time. Then I was also blessed through hard work, through networking, through, you know, building my professional background or building my professional experience, you know, with engagements in the project that I was in. I got an opportunity to do a secondment in the Middle East. Then I went to Dubai. I was there for 3 years doing asset management, you know. And when I was in the Middle East, I got an opportunity to travel a bit within the Middle East. Saudi Arabia, you know, Bahrain, you know, Qatar, you know, I was there doing asset management. So yeah, so that's a little bit of my story in terms of where I come from professionally, you know, my professional background.
But I think we get to be very comfortable in corporate because we get a good position, especially if we get an opportunity to travel. You got a good check, you're educated like you were. I mean, what makes you want to get out of that space and be uncomfortable and get into entrepreneurship? How did you make that decision?
So when I was doing my second year in BCom accounting, myself and Andrew, we used to sell perfumes, kokas, door to door, So with varsities, that sometimes if you don't have library, if you're not studying at library, you don't have class, you find yourself having a lot of time, idle time. So with our idle time, we used to sell perfumes, kokas, door to door, So that's where the entrepreneurial bug beat me, and I got into entrepreneurship. But obviously, when I went into corporate, you sort of, you travel a lot. There's different types of projects, so you can't really you don't have enough time in your hands to push your hustle or your side hustle. 5 years into that, I really missed that spirit of hustling and entrepreneurship. I was literally bored with the end-to-end cycle. I was spanning international financial reporting standards. When you go into a client, the dynamics are still the same. The project might be slightly different, but what are you doing there? Asset management and asset management. You already know when a challenge comes, you know how to deal with it, you know how to approach it, you know what methodology to use. So I was kind of bored with that kind of approach, So I was like, let me go back to hustling. And what really, really made me to make that jump from the Middle East and quit a tax-free salary in the Middle East, come back home and start Bathu was that oftentimes when I came back home, and like I said, we are kind of blessed or privileged that I've got an opportunity to study, and work for a great firm. Then we are you've got your GTI, Sunroof Open, but your people are struggling. You know what I mean? You can see, people haven't gotten the opportunity that you have gotten. It's not because of they're lazy, but some of them didn't get the opportunity that we've gotten. So I had to make a call, Sbu, to say, do I build my success in corporate, or do I quit it and go build with my people? So for me, I had to make the move because I wanted to reignite hope, number one, and create sustainable jobs. And I always say this, when I left PwC till this day, it was not because of I was fighting with my boss, or I was not happy, or I had office politics. I left on good terms because I wanted to follow my dreams. And I was lucky to work for a partner who understood that, so I had to risk it. And this was tax-free salary, 4 times what I was earning in South Africa. And I left it all. I came back to pursue my entrepreneurial journey.
And how difficult was it to make that decision? Because I was about Chita, you've got bills to pay, and just to make that decision for Machita, a lot of our sisters, it's not an easy decision to make, man, because it hits you in the pocket, especially if you don't plan for it ahead.
Yeah.
How did you make that leap for yourself? Explain to us that process, because I do know a lot of people, I'm sure, with what's going on in the country and the whole world, they are probably now considering entrepreneurship more than ever. So I'd like for you to unpack that as far as your story is concerned.
So number one, with me, like I mentioned, I studied perfume, I learned a lot about the dynamics of business, from how do you sell, because we used to sell all base perfumes that are not branded, how do you market it? How do you convince someone to buy it? We learned a lot. I mean, we used to do credit sales, which was a wrong move for us. Some of the people never paid us. Till this day, I've got people that owe us. You get it. I often joke around, if in Kaibo Casino, I'll catch a score or something. If I collect my money, Yeah, so we learned that. And then what I'm trying to say is that the principal stuff is because our perfume business was not so successful. So when I started Bathu, I knew business, it's not something that you can just jump onto it. It's to and you move, And obviously with that, corporate experience, I had to plan accordingly to say, how do I conceptualize Bathu? For what reason? How do I get to do my proof of concept? How do I get to do my forecasting? How do I get to budget? And then how do I get to start? And then, so the planning phase was so accurate that, it was a side hustle on the side because of I was at corporate, and it's not like we started Bathu after. I didn't quit and go start Bathu. I started that side hustle, and I pushed it. So the proof of concept when I did it, I was still employed. The first batch when you launched the brand, I was still employed. The first few sales, I was still employed. So for me, it was a blessing in disguise because when I quit, I already did my proof of concept. I did 18 months of research and development, quality testing, quality control. So I was leaving something that I knew that was going to work, or I had faith with. The market had already responded to say, we will buy into this, So it was just a matter of me being brave enough to quit, my guaranteed paycheck for that uncertainty that comes with entrepreneurship. So it was not difficult. It was difficult, but I had some insights already in terms of my data, my forecast, my revenue. So I had an idea. So that really informed my decision to jump. I don't know if I'm making sense, because I already had a proof of concept that was implemented. So
So you were already selling, so you could see that you're already making money. And you could see that if you give it more attention, you'd even make more, right?
Yes. To answer your question, what really made me jump, Sbu, is that, let me give you a typical example. So I looked at my annual package in Dubai. I was like, I looked at the pairs that I was selling a month. I was like, if I'm selling X amount of pairs,
no, I go to buy.
tax free,
Obvious, but you can't come on.
It was a lot. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but it was a lot. It was.
No, say it was the past, man.
I'm driving. I'm
driving. I don't know sure.
Yeah, okay, I can't say much, but it was well above. Take home it was well above 1.5, and I was just like, 20, 24, and this is.
So you're making about 100,000. That's a good package. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's a good spot. Yeah,
I'm sure you had some benefits, man.
Yes. So it was a very good package, and so the decision was that, okay, sharp, this is the money that I'm getting. But do you know if I said about 300 or 400, I push a strong, I can actually make more, and I can get more people on that cycle, on that hustle. At the moment, it's only me, old lady, and that's about it. But even if I push up I can actually get more people on the value chain. And as we speak today, we employ 74 people. So I had to leave a job that provided for me and my family to start something that provides for 74 people. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the insight from me, yes, I'm earning this amount of money, but if I quit this and put effort here, I can actually make more. So that's what motivated the jump.
Now it's risky, especially for talking in your how. Did you have to pump in your own money?
Yeah, so I pumped in my own savings. I worked for PwC, like I said, for 5 years, and then I used to save a lot, especially with this Dubai gig. I saved a lot, so I had to take all of my savings and then put it into the business. Like they say, so I had to take all of it and then put it into the business. And then and then when I left as well, I also had savings. So okay, sharp kitchen Spani. But at least for the next 4 months, 5 months, with my savings, I can leave. You know what I mean? So I won't have to tap into the business working capital. So if I'm earning a salary, I think for a good, after I left my job, I think for a good 6-7 months, I never took a salary because I had savings to live off, So that really helped a lot as well.
There's always a resistance brand when the brand is local. You get a lot of resistance from the market. Did you experience that, and how did you overcome it? Because right now, Bathu is the most beloved sneaker in the country.
Thank you so much, Buddha. It's humbling, and thanks to everyone who believed in the dream from day one. You are one of the people that believed in us from day one, and many others that followed afterwards. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said from the beginning, if it was not for people supporting us, wouldn't be here. To answer your question, like I said, for now, my research and development and my proof of concept, quality testing, quality control, it was 18 months. I did that 18 months, and this is just 18 months of working. This is 18 months of not saying anything to anyone, This is 18 months of just working and making sure that we position the brand against, international footwear brands, So we didn't want to just start a sneaker brand and then expect people to support us. So we wanted to, I always say that our vision is to build a sneaker brand that Africans can proudly affiliate with, and we can be benchmarked with international footwear brands in terms of revenue, market share, market capitalization, product even. We can even take it further to CSI, what these brands are doing. I want us to be there to say, if we can wear all these international footwear brands, why can't any talent wear Bathu and say this is Bathu, it's a proudly African sneaker brand, and I love it, because most of the time when we consume this international brand, it's not because of they're forcing them to us, we're buying them ourselves because of we love them. It's either we identify with the story or the product, So for me, the proof of concept helped me to really benchmark my product. We were the client getting times for our factory. We did about 21 samples for our flagship design, the Mesh Edition, before we released it. Reason being because sample number 6, sample number 12, sample number 18 was not of good quality. So until we got to sample number 1, I was like, we're good. So that really helped a lot, because when we put out the product, people were like, this is a beautiful product. They've got a beautiful brand promise. Even the product itself, it's something that's worth the money that we're paying for. So, and I was fortunate to have gotten, yourself, Sumizi, Itumele Kune, Benny McCarthy. There's a lot of celebrities that bought into this and they pushed our brand, So to the point that when it got to consumers, our consumers were generally saying, no, this is a good product and it's worth the money. So I was fortunate in that sense that I never got a backlash or a resistance from the market. There were those that were like, sneaker brand, South African, maybe not, but as the brand grew, they started realizing it's actually as good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I was fortunate in that sense. But if you get what I'm saying, is that most of the work went into the 18 months of research and development of proof of concept to ensure that we're building a good quality sneaker brand.
And where is the brand going now? Is the brand going to grow into other products? Or are you going to stick to shoes, doing different types of sneakers? Or what is the vision for the brand?
So when I did proof of concept, Buddha, and when I did my research development, one of the findings was that, and it's quite shocking, man. You look at South America, they've got Ipanema, they've got Havanians. You look at the States, they've got Nike started by Phil Knight. They've got Converse started by Chuck Taylor. European brands, we've got Adidas and Reebok. We've got a lot of Italian footwear brands, that are coming from Italy. Some of them that we embrace as our own, like your Cavellas and whatnot. But when it comes to Africa as a continent, can you give me one sneaker brand that can be benchmarked with those sneaker brands? We have a lot of shoe brands, but what is that one sneaker brand that Africans can take pride and say, yes, this is an African sneaker brand? And even other foreign nationals, they can also consume it. Like I mentioned earlier on, an Italian can look at a sneaker brand and say, this is an African sneaker brand, and it resonates with me. It resonates with my sense of style. I love their brand promise. I love, they start supporting it. When you go to JFK, you land in the airport and you see a billboard that has an African sneaker brand, the way we see them in OR Tambo, So for me, I was like, that needs to change. Someone needs to start a sneaker brand that Africans can also, take pride in. Africans can proudly affiliate with. So to answer your question, the vision is to build a strictly sneaker brand, African premium sneaker brand. So in the next 15 years, we're not venturing into any form of product. We're not doing product diversification in terms of apparel or any other thing. It's strictly sneakers. And our value chain is it's in a sense that we own the means of production, we own production, we warehouse them at our own warehouse, we distribute them with our own trucks, we sell them at our own retail stores. So we develop and retail our own products. So that's the vision. So we want to build a sneaker brand that Africans can partner affiliate with. You look at Speeds, you look at Eldo. When you go to Speeds, it's only shoes. When you go to Eldo, it's exactly that. They basically tailor their model around a certain product, which is basically shoes. So we want to build the same, but that is African and only sell sneakers. So that's the vision. So we actually, obviously, due to the global pandemic, we had some delays, but we are on expansion plan to open about 7 new stores this year. Out of that 7, we already opened 1 in Kimberley. Just before the lockdown, we're busy with Polokwane and construction of that, So we're growing it in terms of footprint. Imagine going into a store and there's only sneakers, different SKUs, where you can walk into that and say, this one, it's a nice sneaker, I can buy it for me. This one, it's ugly, I don't like it. You know what I mean? This one I can buy for my other cousin. So that experience where you shop for sneakers. So that's the vision. That's where the business is going.
How is the current pandemic, how is it going to shape your business moving forward? Is it giving you any ideas, or it doesn't affect your business at all?
Obviously, like I said, our core revenue model is retail, at the moment, which is closed, which is shut down. But obviously, due to the strategy, we had the plan to, and I think we implemented this in time, and our customers are used to it. We're not doing it because of it's due to the lockdown. Our e-commerce, our online store has been running for some time now, So it has affected our revenue model. From retail point of view. However, it hasn't affected our revenue model in terms of e-commerce and online. It has actually given us an opportunity to look at our e-commerce model, from end to end, to say where can we optimize and grow the e-commerce, because at the moment 80% comes from retail, and then now it's an opportunity for us to sit down with the team to say, how do we optimize e-commerce? What tools can we plug into e-commerce? They said this lockdown is actually we need to get used to the new normal. Things are not going to go back to, things are not going to be the same anymore. So now we need to reinvent the world. They're actually saying that it's a complete reset of the economy, if you know what I mean. So now we need to look back into our e-commerce model to say, how do we optimize it? What tools are we plugging into the e-commerce? What methodologies are we plugging into e-commerce? And then, so it has affected our retail, but it is actually a great opportunity for us to optimize our e-commerce model.
How is the quickest way that a young person gets into learning entrepreneurship right now, Kokasi, with what's going on? What are some advices that you can share for teenagers and just younger guys in their early 20s, etc., who are trying to get by and who have just also been affected by what's going on, but who are smart enough to know that this is a decision they're making, they want to become entrepreneurs, they're inspired by Theo Baloyi? What would you like to say to them?
I think for me, I would say number one, have your just have clear intentions. I think intention is very key, Sbu. Business because of you see Theo doing it, and then it's a success. Now you want to do it. You need to start your business with clear intentions. And then be able to. I always say this: you can start local, but think international. So don't build a business for a Theo street across, or for only a Karabo in Atteridgeville or in Sosha or in Soweto, but build for a Michael in New York, build for a Philip in Italy, build for a Nico in Nigeria. In your business modeling, in your thinking, that's how you should think when you start your business. So that's advice that I will give them. And patience, a lot of patience in your business. Like I said, I did 18 months of proof of concept. Some of the people are only seeing Bathu now, but they don't know what kind of work we went, before it started. 18 months of research and development, proof of concept. There's a lot of work that went behind it before we launched the business. So I would say, and be patient and forget about the Instagram live, because at the moment, a lot of people are so much consumed by the Instagram live, coming across as I've made it, I'm comfortable, I've got money, I've got new trends and whatever. Forget about that and really focus on your core and your purpose. And patience. I mean, that's one of the things that you taught us, to say, "Melu push it, but you understand what you know, be patient. Your time will come." You always used to say this, why would he? It's just a matter of time. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's the same thing with you. They should just have patience and keep it going.
Yeah, because it's tough for a lot of guys out there. As much as we speak and we give out all these advices, that's why I like going out there in the streets. And over the years, as I've grown and I've matured into being a Groot man,
yeah,
I've become more humble even with my appearance. Because I sort of view the world differently now.
Yeah.
And it hurts me that it's tough out there for a lot of guys. But at the same time, it gives me a lot of hope because I look at these guys and I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of guys who are smart. I think the future is in their safe hands. But at the same time, I also see other young boys who just let their lives go towards alcohol or and that hurts, But then again, they always say, every generation that comes after, every generation has to be better than the generation before.
Yeah.
And I always think every day when we're living our lives, we are sort of writing our own obituary, So I kind of love people like yourselves who are not only just building a business, but who are aware of the role they play in society and inspiring others. Because that's why we do what we do, so inspire you guys, just like we're inspired by other people, so that you guys inspire the next generation. And I'm really, really proud of that, Madala,
Thank you, Hotman. Like I always say, when we started the business, and I think I've said it earlier on, I had two core principles, to be honest with you, to reignite hope, because I could see, the hope is dying. People are losing hope, and because they're not seeing opportunities, and to create sustainable jobs. I know Andrew Bespeka, I'm a boxer, Safage Karin, I'm in front of everyone. Alex, see push Bathu, so Shama deliver, and now we have a 3,700 square meter headquarters in Centurion. We're employing 74 people. So if someone has been looking at our journey, they know that this thing, Ipat, is not far-fetched in terms of what it means, how it resonates with our people, and what it could possibly be. You know what I mean? So, and then people can relate with it. So we want to reignite hope with our story, with our journey, and just paying it forward. So it's something that we shouldn't stop doing. And like I said, we learned it from you, what you've done to us, and you always told us to pay it forward. So, like, I love what you're saying, it's each and every generation is its own story and its own era, You did it, through the airwaves to us, through your social entrepreneurship and the little bit that you can do, So we're doing it maybe through our business modeling and our value chain. When we grow and how we build, we try to take people with, and then even those that we can't take with, they see, it's possible, they get inspired by that. So the next generation will have their own story as well.
Yeah, and I'm really proud, and congrats on Truza,
Yeah,
and that's another thing that I love about that. Andrew has always been a very, very humble brother,
Yeah.
Because then
Yes.
I still want us to have a proper sit down and have an interview and share the story, because what I love about the Hustlers Corner, it's a podcast that records interviews that are going to be relevant forever. I sometimes sit down even now and I watch the interview. It's about Denlock. Actually, let me even say it's about Tupac Shakur.
Yes.
That's like 20 years ago, 24 years ago. But what he's saying out of his mouth is still relevant till today.
Absolutely.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to start a podcast that's going to record interviews that are going to be relevant to young people 50 years from today, 100 years from today. And I would like for us to have another hour proper sit down after the lockdown.
100%, man. Let's get it done. And thanks to you for the invite. And I'm really, really humbled. We used to dream about days like this. There was a days when that just to listen to you. And like you said, the older you go, the more humble you get. So may the good Lord bless you with all your heart desires and forever keep you humble. Because, like I said, if I start talking about what you've done for us. And when I say us, I mean millions and millions of youth. I will never stop, And then so keep doing what you're doing, and let's link up once the lockdown has been lifted.
Proud of you, Mfana. Keep making that money, invest that money, and lastly, before you go, let me not say 5 tips. Let's say maybe 3 tips that you can give a young person right now who can make themselves 100,000 rands. Where should they invest it? Or if you were a young person right now, let's say you were 25 and you had 100,000 rands cash, where would you invest it? Strictly cocaine, not costing gambling. How would you invest it?
Okay, Shab, I think one thing that I've learned about business is that if you can make 100K or 10K, the way you get your income, that's where you should reinvest, number one. So if kids want to buy some more fire, then buy more cases and more inventory of more fire so that I can make more. So number one, reinvest in your source. Go kasi whether you buy some more fire, whether you push up to push up whatever that you push in kasi, reinvest in where you got it from. Number 2, I think I don't know if this will be a form of reinvestment, but they will coming from Kokasi. There's always a way where we can go back in our homes, either through Abazali, Edladleni, Auntie, where we can make a difference. Either maybe ufaka something, or you building something at home, whether it's in a form of grocery or furniture or whatever, just a little bit of it to go back and say, Nyabonga. You know what I mean? The third one, I would say, reinvest in growing your social presence, maybe. And
that's a good one.
The way you got your product, your hustle to be exposed, either maybe it's through social media or you were printing flyers and giving them out. Try to reinvest in how you package your product or that service that you're selling. Reinvest in that because that will also increase your revenue.
Okay. Dream suburb in Johannesburg.
Yeah, same city.
Dream car.
I think the new Porsche that is coming out. The 911 GTS. There's a new one.
911.
Yeah.
Dream family. How many wives or how many kids? Boys, girls?
No, I just want 1 wife and then maybe 3 kids.
Nice one. And I'm really proud of. I'm very, very proud of you. I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to
man. Thanks. Same to you. We'll link up after the management lifted. Thank you so much, good man.
Yeah, and get on. Thank you very much. Nice one. As you are signing out, I'll continue speaking to my people and the YouTube family, guys. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. Happy 40th to Zimbabwe. Our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters. Rise, Zimbabwe. Rise, Zimbabwe. Rise, Zimbabwe. Rise, Zimbabwe. Rise, Zimbabwe. Happy 40th. We've got nothing but love for you. The Hustlers Corner is a podcast where we get to bring entrepreneurs from all over the world. We have to sit down with them from different industries and we have a chat about their journeys so they can get to inspire us in becoming better people. And every time when I listen to these different stories, guys, I find that a lot of these guys talk about personal development, Personal development, I think, is the most important thing in every, not only entrepreneur, but in every professional's life. Anybody that wants to grow, become a better person, a better daughter, a better wife, a better son, a better leader in society, a better community member, a better father, a better parent, a better friend, etc. You always have to work in yourself. I always say the same thing to people, that what I've learned through my own experiences is, instead of me blaming other people, even when it comes to relationships or my exes, I never blame the people, I blame myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's always about you. I think a lot of the times we forget that what we're seeking in this world is not out there. is in here. You only attract the type of person that you become. If you vibrate on a higher frequency and you're always vibrating on those frequencies, you're always you're a person of a high energy, you're a person who's always happy, you're a person who's always positive, you're a person who's always meditating, and you're doing things right. There's no ways that you can't become a better person. I always love looking at myself in the mirror, and I compare myself now to the person that I was the previous year. I usually do those on my birthdays when I look at myself in the mirror, and it's always about working on yourself, guys. Keep working on yourself, I've got a lot of books. What you're seeing in the background is just some of the books that I have that I've just put up as a setup, but I've got books like all around this. I mean, there's books over here. I've got books and I read. And for me to become the person that I've become now is because I dedicated myself into reading. I never used to love reading. I used to only listen to music. You need to remember, I'm a producer, I'm a musician, I'm a DJ. I used to just listen to music up until such time that I just wanted to find out more about the world. I just wanted to find out more about my own history. I wanted to find out more about the African continent. And the more I traveled, the more information I found, the more I started getting smarter and more enlightened about a lot of things, the more I started getting more and more interested into reading books. So I want to encourage you to read. I want to encourage you to work on yourself. I want to encourage you to meditate if you want to meditate, if you want to do yoga, you want to do Pilates, you want to run, you want to dance, you want to do anything that is going to be good activity for your own body, for your own health. And I think the most important thing that I'd like to close up tonight with, guys, is I'd like to encourage everyone that's watching to encourage their own families to start buying seeds and building gardens, the majority. Because I was looking at the situation and I was like, imagine if this lockdown had to be prolonged for the rest of the year.
Okay.
What would people eat?
Okay, cool.
Because the bad as it is right now, people have lost their businesses, people have lost their jobs. Imagine if they had to last longer for the next 6 months. Do you know what I mean? So as much as it doesn't seem cool, I'm glad that this, and it came and slapped all of us at the back of our heads by surprise, and I think it wakes a lot of people up.
He's a hustler, unbreakable, a people's person, and a future billionaire. This is the Hustler's Corner with Sbu, well known to you and I as DJ Sbu.